This is the only video to show you how to create perfect instructions for your AI agents inside n8n. I will be sharing with you the entire step-by-step formula that will allow you to turn your AI agent into a machine. So with all that being said, I will be also sharing with you the entire template 100% for free, so watch this video to the end. So basically, by the end of this material, you will exactly know how to create instructions for any case and any agent you want. For an example, we've got here perfect instructions for this AI agent that handles a lot of tasks, from just labeling the emails, sending an emails, saving the data inside Google Sheets, to just scheduling Google meetings. But without more speaking, firstly let me show you the entire formula, how it works. We'll break everything down, and then later in this video I will show you how I built the prompt for AI agent on live, so we'll be creating the prompt for some specific case. But let's start with our components of our formula. So firstly, what we have, we've got the role and purpose, we've got capabilities, tools, interaction style, example output, and nodes. Basically, in a while we'll cover all of these categories in depth. However, for now, let's look at the example at the right side of the page. So firstly, we've got the purpose. In the purpose, what we type the purpose of the agent simply. So this agent generates detailed natural language image prompt for an AA for AI image generators. It creates a vivid descriptive scenario featuring a cat. Like we've got here the purpose and role basically. Then we've got capabilities, so design unique image prompts with precise characters, actions, and static details. Include props like kitchen tools or common household items for realism. So inside capabilities, we just define what agent should do, okay? What are his capabilities? We've got interaction style. So it's great whenever you create the prompt, you just customize the message or you just create the message to send via Gmail. So here you just describe exactly how the response should look like, because we've got professional tone, we've got casual tone, formal, informal, a lot of these, and a lot of different examples of responses we can get with our AI agent. And at the end of this prompt example, we've got example output. So here, mostly we just provide the output we would like to get, like the form of it. So AI can base exactly on this specific output. This is only an example. We've got inside only 4 components. However, right now, let's break it down. So first we've got role and purpose. So basically the role tells the AI who it's supposed to be. The purpose tells the AI why it exists and what its main job is. This is the foundation of your prompt because it sets the agent's identity. So how to write it, be specific. Don't just say you're an assistant. Say you're a professional crypto analyst assistant. So just be specific, just type exactly, like give it a personality, if that makes sense. Connect role with task. Explain what the agent must do. Example, your job is to analyze a given trading symbol and provide insights. Keep it shortly but clear, usually 1 to 3 sentences. And this is the required step, so just providing role and purpose. Without it, I realized in the past that it didn't work sometimes as I wanted, because actually, like the bot and the AI agent doesn't have identity, the main purpose and role, which is very important for that specific case of using AI agent. So every time, give it a role and purpose. This is an example. You are a professional day trader. Based on the candle data and sentiment analysis provided below, give one clear trading recommendation: buy, sell, or hold. Pretty decent instructions, straightforward, to the point, and professional. The next thing I want to cover with you is capabilities category. So this section describes what the agent is able to do, its core skills and strengths. How to write it, focus on what the agent can achieve, not how it uses tools. Write each capability as short, clear bullet point. Keep it practical and related to the agent's role purpose. So we've got the example: design unique image prompts with precise characters, actions, and settings. Actually, this is the example from our previous example main prompt we've covered. But basically, inside capabilities, just describe what are the capabilities of this specific model. So I don't know, maybe like the capabilities will be to just know what's the time even, okay? So you can just provide, okay, today's time is, I don't know, you provide the $sign now, so you provide the current time, and then use it every time whenever you need to have the date for the specific task. Or even your capability, or you're able to just create comprehensive professional emails for our clients. This is another capability. So just, I can say, superpowers of the AI agent. These are the capabilities. Next, we have tools. This is optional because actually, if you have some tools, let's say inside your AI agent, you want to describe it. So this is the example. You've got the web search, so use this tool to find the latest articles or papers. PDF researcher, use this to analyze uploaded documents, and so on and so on. So you just describe the tools. If you have Google Sheets, just type Google Sheets, then use it to save the information. Simple as that. It's optional because not for all of the AI agents you will need to use it. Let's say you've got the AI agent that doesn't have like tools, then you don't want to provide the tools category. That's why here in the example previously we had only 4 components, not 6. Let's move on. The next thing is interaction style. So this section defines how the agent should communicate, its tone, level of details, and overall personality when responding. This is an example. So here we just typed here writing style. So conversational, write like you are talking to a friend. Confident, avoid hedging or passive language. Specific, use numbers, time frames, and real metrics, and so on, blah, blah, blah. But what you do inside, you just describe how the response should look like, what's the tone, what's the style of the response. Because obviously, if you type to the friend, use your AI agent to type to the friend, you are not professional, you are not formal. It would look weird, really weird. But instead, you just want to have something very casual, very loose, and very just friendly, okay? So this is the point. The next thing what we have inside our formula is example output. And basically, I like to use it almost every time because what we give a kind of format for the AI agent in the way to behave. So basically, this section shows the agent what a good response looks like. By providing examples, you give the AI a pattern to follow, which makes its answers more consistent and accurate. So it's like you give to a friend like the entire template how some email should look like, and then you just say, okay, just provide something in a similar format. Along, you give other instructions. So it's much better rather than just not providing it, okay? So then, based on only the instructions, the friend in that case should just guess how the response should look like. But instead, when we give clear example output, it's better, it's simpler, and everyone knows what to do. Similarly with AI agent. And now I've got the example. So here, it can be different. I mean, example output can be different. So for example, here I've got an AI agent that creates the prompt for me. So it's much different output. So this is the sample prompt. And then the video AI agent that should retrieve only the object and caption, like multiple different items. So here we've got the JSON object, and here example 1, object caption, example 2, object caption, example 3, and so on and so on. So the format can be different based on your response. Even sometimes you may have the agent that responds only with one sentence. So let's say, yeah, it's allowed to process, to be processed further, okay? Or I don't know, maybe it's yes or no. So that's the point, actually, you provide the sample output. And last but not least, what we have are the notes. So basically, this section includes any extra guidance or reminders that help the agent work better. Notes are optional but useful for edge cases, exceptions, or small rules that don't belong in the main prompt. And basically now, guys, I use notes to simply just indicate any improvements or just insights for the AI agent. So for an example, let's say just keep this article under 200 words, okay? Or just remember to don't use Google Sheets tool or / extension before just Gmail extension, okay? So these are the notes, insights you wanna give, and mostly you add them whenever you just basically improve your instructions. So I can say that's everything. And now we can jump into like building the entire instructions from scratch for our sample AI agent. But by the way, guys, if you would like to download the entire document we have covered like a few seconds ago, along with this template for this AI agent we'll be using to set up our instructions, you can do this inside our AI enthusiasts. So look for the YouTube resources and for the video that you're watching right now, okay? So for the title of it. Additionally, inside our community, we've got 4.2k members, like we've got community of users. Additionally, if you would like to take your skills to the highest level, feel free to join our AI Agents Accelerator. This is our premium product, premium community. And inside, we've got a lot of value, along with 50 hours n8n course, beginner to pro. We've got a lot of resources, premium YouTube resources, a lot of value once again. However, if you would like, go here and just look what we have inside. Right now, let's go back to our workflow. And basically, before it, even let's cover what we need to do with this AI agent. So overall, this is our task to do for this AI agent. So we need to design instructions for the AI agent that has available tools like a get news tool, create document, so Google Docs, update document and send a message. However, right now, let's cover what we need to do. Firstly, like this AI agent needs to use get news tool to collect recent articles on a given topic. Then what we do, we use OpenAI to generate a clear, concise summary of the fetched news. We use create document extension. So we create document inside Google Doc and we just give this title. So news for day, month, year. So for an example, news for 15th August 2025. Then what we do, we update the document. So we simply use this specific extension to just provide the content inside. And at the end, what we do is send an email to us with a summary, basically based on this information. Before even we create instructions for this AI agent, I would like to give him like the final task we need to do. So we'll see if it works without even the instructions or not. So basically what I can do, I would like you to fetch for me the news about Apple. Then you should create for me a Google Docs document with the following title. So here, let's say news for today's date. And now I can even type insert the date. Okay. And then actually I can type after use another tool to insert content inside this document, and at the end send this content to me on this email. So basically I can provide my email. And now actually let's see if it works. So basically we look, okay, it gets the news, then it uses OpenAI, creates the document in Google Docs, then what it does, okay, so it uses OpenAI to decide what's next. However, I'm very curious if it worked properly for the entire case. So right now we can create our instructions from scratch. So basically here we've got a prompt and we provide a chat input, and then there is the system message. So let's just create it. Firstly, we've got a purpose. So basically for the purpose, I can type, you're a professional executive assistant, or I don't know, maybe a virtual assistant or so. I can just type it, okay, just that. Your job is to perform tasks that the user gives you. Okay, that's pretty simple. And basically, if you have like any AI agent that maybe creates the prompts, then you type you're a professional prompt expert or prompt creator or so. If you have the automation for finances, managing finances, so you just type you're a professional finance person or so. Like you just provide once again the role and the purpose. Okay, then what we have, we've got capabilities. That's great. And also I need to mention like, if you create your instructions, possibly like maybe you will need to refine them. So you create the instructions and then it doesn't work. So your AI agent doesn't work, and we'll see if that happens or no. But basically what I mean, you need to refine them constantly. So let's say something doesn't work, then you just go back to instructions and you just improve it, you just solve it and so on. But actually we'll see later if I will need to just improve something. So maybe I will be showing you this. But for now, what we can do, we can go back. For the capabilities, what I can type, basically, I want to create a document with today's date. However, remember, our AI agent doesn't have the reference for the date. So I can type in the capabilities. Basically, if you need to have an information, to have the information about the date, the current date, to perform some task. You can be using this date as reference. Okay, And now what we can do, we can provide two curly brackets, $sign and now. So what we do, we just feed the agent with today's date. That's great. The next thing, you should be using tools to perform our tasks. Okay, this is enough. Now what we can do, we can create the tools section. So basically inside what we do, we just basically, let's go here. We just get the tools name. So we've got get news, create a document in Google Docs, update a document in Google Docs, send a message in Gmail, and we just take all of the names and we just describe what this tool do. So basically create a document in Google Docs, and now what I can type, use this tool to create a blank document in Google Docs. Basically, it looks and it seems to be very easy. However, remember, we are just programming our AI agent. So every little tool we need to just here just exactly explain what it does. Update a document in Google Docs. And guess what? What we have inside is use this tool to update an existing document which is blank in Google Docs. Okay. Then what we do, we've got a step to what we had, send a message in Gmail. And now I can type, use this tool to just send an email to the user with the content created by AI. And what was the last tool? Let's see. The last tool was get news, obviously, so we can type even right here at the beginning. So get news. Use this tool to fetch the latest news. Okay, the latest news. And basically, it's great. Like we've got our all of our instructions for now we need. For the notes, I would like to add them, but maybe later if we have any errors. By the way, if you would like actually to use this specific template, you can download it inside our AI enthusiasts, so inside here. And also remember, you need to actually here provide your API key. So this is the only tool you need to provide API key. For the rest, you need to provide only the credentials. But basically, right here, we are using something called Google Serper Dev. So if you log in right there to the specific website, so let's provide Serper Dev. Right here, you've got 2,500 credits, and you just can get your API key right there. And then you just exchange this API key, if that makes sense. But for now, what we can do, we can provide the following message. So I would like you to firstly fetch for me the latest news, news about Apple, or even let's say NVIDIA. Then use AI to create for me a summary of it. Then create a document in Google Docs, and then fulfill it with this content. And at the end, send for me an email with this content, on this email. Basically, I can provide it. Okay. Additionally, I can type. Also remember, or even let's provide it here. So then use AI to create summary of it, then create a document in Google Docs, which the name is news for, let's say here, company. or even, I don't know, query, of course, and then news for query, and now current date. Okay, and that's pretty everything. Let's see if that works. So basically what it does, it goes first to OpenAI, that thinks, then it gets the news. So this is the proper order. Once again, it came to OpenAI, it created the blank document, now it thinks. It should go ahead to our blank document, fulfill it with the information, that's correct. And then it should send for us an email, and that's great, like it worked. It seems like it worked. We've got a date, so news for NVIDIA 2025-08-21. And now let's go to our Google Docs. Let's move on here and see if it worked properly. So yeah, basically it worked. We've got latest news summary for NVIDIA. We've got like the information. Of course, we could have worked on the form, like formatted and so on. However, we wanted to just have this agent that performs exactly what we want. And it seems like it works, okay? Now, basically, let's check an email. And now once again, I can say it performed really well. So basically, we've got our email. Of course, right now, if I wanted to, I could just, provide here more instructions, so capabilities, like format here, or even in the notes, I can type, let's say, please format my email. Actually, or even what we can do, please format the response, the summary from AI to be nicely formatted for pasting inside Google Docs document, and inside email. Okay, and then basically I can run it once again. So let's go here, and just this simple message, I hope, will just solve the problem. So it will format our content to be just pasted inside Google Docs and our email. For now, I can see it didn't work. So now basically what I can type else, I can refine my instructions. So let's say we will focus on only the email. So for an email, please, before sending it, format it in the HTML format. So use headings, bold parts, and just overall format it nicely. Make sure you send a formatted email. Okay, so right now, let's just try it out. And once again, just refresh this specific response. Let's see if it works. And suddenly you can see it's getting better. So we've got the heading, we've got the bolded parts, like everything just better structured. So for sure it works. And once again, we can spend more time. But for now, I don't want to make this video too long. I wanted to only show you that even if you have some problems, you can go here and just refine your instructions, because that was actually unexpected for me, for them to work at the first time. However, yeah, we could have done something like this. So I hope you enjoyed it, and that's how you actually create instructions for your AI agent. So for now, that's everything. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm, click the subscribe button, or even leave a comment if you have any questions. Also remember to check out our AI Agents Accelerator, so it's our paid product, however we've got a lot of value here. Also we've got our AI Enthusiasts, which is our free community, so feel free to join. All of the links are in the description of this video. For now, thank you for watching once again, and with all that being said, I will see you in the next material on this channel.